Hello, world. My name is Leo, and I have another update slash talking video for you guys. Um, as you guys have probably seen in my community posts, I've been saying that I've been under a lot of stress, getting close to being like burned out, and I want to talk a bit more about that, but more importantly, I also want to talk about what's going to be happening going forward because in about a week, it is going to be my channel's third anniversary, and I want to talk about what's ahead for the channel and what I'm going to be doing to try to make sure that I am straying away from being stressed out and getting burned out. So, when it comes to the past few months, um, to kind of summarize, oh, also, it's almost 2 a.m., so I have to talk like this. I hope you guys don't mind. Um, but to kind of summarize everything that's been going on, um, there have been troubles with my job when it comes to people leaving and my shift being switched from afternoon to evening. I am once again staying up until 5 a.m. Most nights editing videos, and that has become my sleep schedule now, which I know is not healthy. Um, there were sudden financial obstacles that came up that were stressing me out and also kind of delaying. I want to quit my job because I'm not happy at my job, and but I want to save up money before I do that. And these financial obstacles kind of just discouraged me from quitting. Um, I also have uh, obligations in my real life. I'm in a choir, and I'm in a D&D group, and both of them are fun, but they are both obligations that prevent me from having any time to myself. And with me working 5 days a week, my 2 days off are filled with uh, editing, recording, and then uh, choir and D&D. So even though I kind of see the channel, like recording and editing, that is kind of my time to myself. Um, and I don't know if that's a good way to look at it, but yeah, it's just been a lot of stress for me, a lot of things going on all at once. And then on top of all of that, the numbers for the channel just haven't been great lately. Um, we've kind of like plateaued in terms of the numbers, and I don't want to go into specifics, but I do want this to lead into something that this whole thing kind of made me realize, and it kind of over the last year, but in particular, like this month, I kind of had a reality check when it comes to the games that I pick to play on the channel. So I usually do like a balance of requested games and personal picks, like games that haven't been requested but that I want to play and show off for you guys. And over the last year, we've played 7 games if you count God of War, although technically that started last year, or the year before. So we've played 4 personal picks: God of War, A Hat in Time, Beacon Pines, and Sea of Stars. And we've played 3 requested games: Inscription, Tunic, and Spiritfarer. And the reality check was that the personal picks tend to do really poorly on the channel. Like, the requested games, Inscription, Tunic, and Spiritfarer, all did really well. There were constantly there were consistent views and like a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, and I could sense that there was a lot of enjoyment when it came to those series. A Hat in Time when it comes to the personal picks, A Hat in Time actually did fairly decently, but the other three games, no one really watched Beacon Pines, and God of War and Sea of Stars, like people clicked on the videos. Like some of those videos have quite a few views, God of War in particular, but there wasn't any comments, there wasn't really any engagement, there wasn't really any excitement for those games. And yeah, that realization and like what I was seeing with the numbers kind of added to everything. And with all of that combined, um, I definitely, this is the closest I've ever come to uh, being burned out. And I have been feeling a lot of discouragement and a lack of motivation. And I think Sea of Stars in particular has kind of suffered because of that. Like, Sea of Stars, the fact that it hasn't been doing well does make me a little bit sad because I contributed to the Kickstarter. I was really excited for the game. It looked really cool. I played it on release day, and it's made by the same people who made The Messenger, which was requested. And so I thought that maybe the people who liked that game might also want to see this one. But you know, and I don't, I'm not like blaming you guys. That's the last thing I want you guys to think. Like, if you guys aren't interested in the game, you aren't interested, and I fully understand and respect that. Um, so, with all of that, I have been thinking a lot of it's brought on a lot of thoughts like, what should I be changing? Like, what can I change? And a whole bunch of thoughts crossed my mind, from stopping Sea of Stars and switching games to even like getting rid of my intro to get to the actual like video itself quicker, to even like fully like even rebranding crossed my mind, and like trying to come up with like a different channel name or something like that, something that would be like more memorable or something. Um, and with that also, I feel like came a lot of almost like guilt, because I had said in my like what is the point of this channel video that I wasn't going to let the numbers discourage me. I wasn't going to like give up or anything. And so I was having these thoughts of, if I let the numbers influence my decisions when it comes to this channel, am I being hypocritical? Um, how much should I let the numbers influence what I do? And like, would that look bad to you guys if I uh, changed something to try to appeal more to the algorithm or attract new people? And instead of like trying to do things like completely like for myself. And um last a couple of days ago, it wasn't last week, it was like a couple of days ago, I wrote a poem in the community posts, because there was like, I didn't really know how to, I wanted so badly to make an update, but I didn't really know what to say. And so like that poem kind of came out of that, where um like, do the numbers matter? Why do I do what I do? Do I make videos for me, or do I make them more for you? Like, that is um that stanza in particular um kind of reflects what I just said, of what was going through my head, of how much do I let the numbers influence what I do. And I think I like some changes are already being made, and I think I'm going to like, this is where, so that's what's been happening the last few months. That's kind of been what's been going through my head. So what does the future hold? So I am already I don't know if I said it in a community post or not. I think I did. I'm going down from 4 days, or I'm going down from 5 days a week at work to 4 days. Uh, I'm hoping that the extra day will help me fix my sleep schedule, will allow me to spread things out when it comes to like editing, and I will have a day to myself free of any other obligations. Um, so yeah, I'm hoping that that will help. I'm also going to be going down from 2 Let's Plays to 1 Let's Play in the hope that that will also help. Like that will lighten my workload. And um, I'm also going to be I'm going to be keeping up with reviews because they're new. And out of everything that I've made within the last year, I am most proud of the Haven review. For those of you who don't know, I reviewed a game called Haven back in August, and it's a soft-spoken review because I was kind of experimenting with that, and I still might. I'm not sure. Let me know if you guys like this soft-spoken format. I kind of have to do it right now because, like I said, 2 a.m. But let me know if you guys like it, and I should continue with it. But anyway, that video was me like branching out and trying to get more into like trying to appreciate games more and look at them more from a critical eye as well as a like I don't know, like taking my usual love of games and how I usually look at games and then adding a like critical mindset on top of that and just being able to talk at length about the games that I play. And I really enjoyed that video. So I'm going to be sticking with that. I'm going to be reviewing more games. I'm hoping to make them more like regular uploads. And I think like having something new and like diversifying things, not just for the channel, but for me personally, is going to help as well because I don't want to get to a point where I'm burned out again. And yeah, so I'm taking steps to make sure that all of that is going to be what is best for me and also what's best for the channel. Because if I am in a like more positive mindset, then I think that will reflect on the videos that I make. And to that end, I have also, and this is something else that's been going through my head a lot. I am going to go ahead and stop my Sea of Stars Let's Play. Um, I have been enjoying it, but I just don't think my heart is really in it anymore. Out of all of, like I said, out of all of the games that I've been playing, like, I think Sea of Stars has definitely suffered from like the burnout. I have constantly had to delay videos either because I've been trying to edit other things or I just haven't had time to edit. I also had to delay videos that one time because of an audio issue that one of the recordings had. Um, so I am still enjoying the game. There are some flaws in it that so far that I think are preventing me from like fully enjoying it. And I think that's kind of reflected in the videos, but overall I just don't think my heart is really in it. And so in order to do a like full mental reset, I'm going to stop at least for now. I do want to come back to it. I do want to finish it either as a let's play or turn it into like a review. And if you want to see me continue it in the future, please feel free to let me know. I actually have no idea how many of you guys are actually watching it or keeping up with it. So if you want me to continue it in the future, let me know. But right now, I think I need to stop and I need to play something new in order to like reset myself and everything. And that is going to lead me into what's going to be happening from now on. So, I would like to share with you some channel goals that I have written out. I've never actually made goals for the channel before, but I want to be able to. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. I just felt like writing them out would be good for me. and like being able to like list things and then check them off. Um, and I wanted to go over that with you guys a little bit. So, I have some short-term slash like smaller goals here. So the first one, whoops, the first one is continue Let's Plays with renewed focus on requested games. So something that I think I'm going to be changing going forward is that most, if not all, Let's Plays, uh, at least for like the foreseeable future, are going to be requested games. I want to play games that you guys want to see and that you guys are excited for, because I say at the end of every series that you guys make the experience that much more special, and I truly mean that. So yeah, I want to play games that you guys want to see. And so, when it comes to my personal picks, those are going to be the reviews. Because that way, if no one's interested in them, I'm only making one video on them and not 40. But no, I feel like that's a good way to divide it. Like, because with reviews also, it's a really good way to be able to introduce games that you guys might not have seen before without trying to do like a full let's play on it. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think of that and anything else I have said or will say in this video in the comments below. But so yeah, the next goals are about these reviews. I want to review a large, well-known game. That one is actually already in the works, or at least it was. I need to start back up, but I am going to be reviewing Starfield because it's a very big game. It is my first like full-on Bethesda RPG experience. Before this, I only played like the first hour of Skyrim, so this is my first one that I'm fully diving into, and it's also like a big deal. Well, it was also a big deal for the industry because it's Xbox's next big exclusive. It's Bethesda's first game since, or like next game since Fallout 76. And Bethesda's like first new IP in a while, and everything that I've been seeing online is very interesting. So I'm curious to see where I land with it. So yeah, I've already played like the first like 3 hours of it. So I want to continue that, and I know that'll take a while, but I'm very curious about it. So my next thing is related to reviews is review a small obscure game. So on the other side of it, the spectrum, I want to review an obscure indie game that you guys might not have heard of, and I'd like to introduce you guys to it. I've already I already have a couple of games in mind. Um, One is the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood, which is made by the same people who made the Red Strings Club, and it's about using tarot cards and like customizing your own tarot cards in order to uh, influence how the story goes. And there's apparently like 600,000 lines of dialogue or something like that, and several different ways that the story can go. I'm very interested to check that one out. Another one that might fit this category is a game called Worldless, which I found out from Skill Up's YouTube channel. That one is a Metroidvania in the same vein as like Ori or Hollow Knight, but with turn-based combat, but with real-time elements. I played the demo for it. It was really cool, and I really think you guys would like that one. So, yeah, either one of those, I would really love to review for you guys because I have a feeling I'm going to like them, and I would like to give them more attention. So, my third goal, short-term goal, or I don't know if these are short terms, that I don't know, whatever, is review a game at release. So I'd like to experiment with uh, releasing a review for a game like shortly after a game comes out. And the one I had in mind for that, the first one that came to mind at least, was The Last of Us Part 2. because the remastered version is coming out in January. And I love the first game, but I never finished the second one. I played about a little less than half before moving on to something else because I felt like playing other things. And I know that game, I've been scared to play that game on the channel because it's very controversial. But I don't know. I'm just kind of interested to see what happens if I review it. And I'm also just curious about the game to see where I land with it because from what I played of it, just to give my impressions on what I did play, I thought it was fine, but I do agree with the sentiment that it feels long. Like already, like I was less than halfway through and it was feeling long. But anyway, let me know what you think of that. Maybe I'll pick something else, but that was the first game that came to mind. Anyway, so my next goal is to make a reflection video on a previous Let's Play. This one, I already know what I'm going to do. I would like to reflect on Spiritfarer. There are some things that I would like to talk about that I didn't talk about in my final thoughts. I'd like to touch on like the soundtrack, specifically on the Song of Growth, and what I think, like, it's a very simple song, but I think it carries a lot of meaning in terms of the overall themes of the game. I'd like to talk about the juxtaposition between like Astrid and Giovanni. For those of you who haven't watched that series, those names will mean nothing, but to those of you who have watched it, just like some of the stuff they said when they moved on, and like comparing and contrasting, because I said multiple times, like, they, it kind of like the juxtaposition of their characters was very interesting to me, and I'd like to talk more about that. And then how the game handles closure and the lack of closure is also very interesting to me, and I'd like to discuss that a little bit more. I still have to write notes down because I do want to get notes down to not ramble like I am right now. I'd like to have some outline for what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, I do. That's probably going to be my first reflection video. And then my last short-term goal slash small goal is to make a discussion video on something game related. So I did in a community post put out a list that I had written down of some different video ideas. I do maybe want to make some of those. I'd like to talk about exploration in games and how different games handle it, and how like players interact with exploration, like when it comes to like Outer Wilds, Hollow Knight, and Tunic, and how each of those games approach like exploration as a key factor in enjoyment and immersion and progression, or something like that. But I also like something else that came up that I had an idea for was again for Starfield actually. Bethesda started responding to negative Starfield reviews on Steam, and something they said that that kind of stuck with me was someone had said that the game was boring and the planets were empty, and Bethesda said something along the lines of, some of the planets are intentionally designed to be empty. When the astronauts landed on the moon, there was nothing there. They said they're designed to be empty. It's not meant to be boring. When the astronauts landed on the moon, there was nothing there. They certainly weren't bored. The planets with nothing on them are meant to make the player feel small and make them overwhelmed with the size of the universe and their place in it. And I would love to talk about how that just does not work. Like, that logic makes no sense. And I do have like a semblance of a video in my head where there are a couple of points from like a mechanical standpoint, a like in real life, like gaming relating to astronauts standpoint, and a like game design philosophy standpoint, um, how that logic does not make sense. But anyway, I don't know which or if either of those will be made, but yeah, that's just what's in my head right now. And then some long-term goals. These are some goals that I don't know if they will happen this year, but I would like to do them at some point in the channel's lifetime. Also, I'm sorry for fumbling my words a lot. So, the first thing that I have written down is to create a Discord. I really want to create a Discord so that you guys can talk to me and each other directly. I think that would be really cool. I would like to try to better form a community with this channel, and I think a Discord would be a great way to do that. Um, Again, I don't really know how it would work logistically because I do run this channel by myself and I do work full time. So I don't know how like modding and stuff like that would work. Like if I run it by myself and like someone's causing trouble in the Discord, it might take me a bit to respond if I am working. So that's the one thing like holding me back is like I don't know how I would moderate it while I'm working full time. But it is something that I would like to do at some point in the future. The second thing is I would like to use my VTuber avatar in some way. So for those of you who don't know or who haven't watched my "What is the point of this channel" video, I commissioned a VTuber avatar because I was going to become a VTuber, and I still have the avatar, and I would like to use it at least once. I did like pay for it, and I am proud of how it turned out. Even though I'm not sure it's the direction I want to take the channel anymore, it is something that I still feel like I would like to use at least once at some point. Um, my next thing is I would like to experiment with more complex editing. So this is more in relation to the reviews. So far with the like soft-spoken concept, I have been thinking about more like a podcast style thing with very minimal editing. But I have started to wonder whether or not I can like the casual conversation style of talking and or even the soft-spoken nature of it could be combined with the editing of a like more professional video essay. And so it might take me a while to get up to a point where I'd be doing that kind of video, but I'd maybe like to experiment with that, like the way I'm talking to you right now and the way I talked during my Haven review. Would that work with more like fast-paced like video essay editing? I'm not sure, but that might be something worth experimenting with. Um, the next thing, my next long-term goal is to voice act in something. So, and I have next to that ASMR to start question mark. So I did talk a little bit about this in my "What's the point of this channel" video, but all of the compliments that I got on my voice acting, and like Spiritfarer just enhanced this because I got a lot of compliments on that one, and I've really felt like I was in my element with Spiritfarer voicing all of the characters. I really am proud of the voices I did. I would someday in the like distant future or like whenever, I would like to actually voice act in something, whether it's in like a video on a different channel or even like fingers crossed like in a game. Like that would be so cool to be able to do that. um and like to start like for ASMR, I'm already doing like these soft spoken reviews, but maybe I can do like some sort of soft spoken like gaming role play where I'm like playing a video game character or like role playing as like something like gaming related. I'm not sure. I said in the "What is the point of this channel" video that I might do a second channel for the ASMR stuff, and that is still something I might think about doing, but if I were to do anything on this channel, I don't know if anyone would watch it, but if I were to do it, it'd probably be something gaming related. Um, my next long-term goal is to cover a song, and I have in parentheses acapella question mark. So I already said that I am in a choir, but for those of you who don't know, I actually have a degree in music. It is a like general degree, so I know like a little bit of music theory, a little bit of like general all around type of music knowledge, but I am it was like a focus in vocals. And so I do sing, and I have sung once or twice on the channel, and I would like to like do something with music, and something that I'd like to do is properly sing for you guys. Like either like an a cappella cover or a karaoke cover, for like a game song, or maybe even like a anime song or a K-pop song or a pop song. Like I don't know, I'd like to sing for you guys, maybe. And I do get stage fright really easily, but I feel like it'd be okay since I don't show my face and it's just my voice. So yeah, my next long-term goal is to do something for charity. I would really like to be able to like Markiplier is a really big inspiration for me, and one of the reasons for that is he does a lot of charity work through his channel, and he he takes the thing that he loves and he uses it to make a positive, substantial impact on the world. And I would like to do that too at some point, where I like have like a charity stream or something. I have no idea how that would work. I have no idea when that would happen, but yeah, it's just something I would like to do. Um, Next goal is request a review code for an upcoming game. I would love to get to a point where I can, like, where I am, like, well known and, like, I guess respected, question mark, enough to where I could request a review code for an upcoming game and be able to play it before release and, like, have my opinion, like, be respected. I guess I could do that anyway. I have no idea how the process works, but yeah, I would love to actually properly review a game like pre-release and prepare that, like get to the point where I am like actually reviewing games in some professional capacity, just in terms of like getting codes and getting reviews out before games come out to like inform purchases and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like that'd be really cool. Bring back streaming someday. I'd love to be able to stream for you guys again once I have the time to do so and once the audience is there. There are quite a few games that I feel like only work in a streaming setting and like don't really work for Let's Plays. And yeah, I'd like to play those games for you guys and be able to interact with you guys in real time. So yeah, if I can start it back up again at some point, I would like to. And then the last goal, I kind of wrote this as an afterthought, make a Patreon, and I have a question mark next to that one, because if I want to do this full time, like I feel weird about putting that on the list because I would feel weird asking you guys for money or like asking you guys to like join a Patreon and make donations to me. And the only reason why I'm putting it on the list is because if I realistically want to do YouTube as a full-time job, I feel like I'll have to make a Patreon because I've heard that AdSense doesn't pay a whole lot. So yeah, I don't exactly know what I would do with it, but like an idea that I had was like I could do like first I did a first impressions video for Haven as well, where I played like the first hour and then gave my thoughts on it. I could like do a Patreon exclusive stream where I'm doing my first impressions for a game I'm reviewing while you guys can like talk to me, and then I would post an edited VOD of the first impressions for the like for everyone else on the YouTube channel. I don't know. That's just an idea I've been bouncing around. Um, but yeah, those are all of my goals, and feel free to let me know what you think of any of them. And yeah, again, I'm just hoping that all of this will kind of help me and the channel going forward, because it's not been lost on me that I have been like, I don't want to say complaining, but like uh, my last bunch of community posts over the last few months have all been talking about like not getting a lot of sleep, being stressed out, being burned out. And you guys have been encouraging me to take a break, and I really appreciate that. Um, and like, I'm hoping that this mental reset and this positive mindset will, yeah, like prevent me from getting close to burnout in the future. And like the reason why I'm making this video, and like the reason why I want to make like reviews and talk more about games and stuff, is because of like the last line of the poem where I say like, what's the point of this channel? To share a bit of myself with you. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I want to be like transparent with you guys. I want to talk to you guys about the games I'm playing and the things I'm doing and where my head is at and how I'm feeling about certain things. And yeah, I hope you guys like what's coming. I hope you guys will also be happier with what is going to be coming out going forward. And everything is always uncertain. Um, there is always a chance that some goals will not be met, or that reviews are going to turn out to be a lot harder. And like, I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a chance that like motivation will be hard to come by in the future, or that I'm going to end up biting off more than I can chew, or that I won't be able to review as many games as I would like to. Oh, I forgot about a goal. I would like to try to review at least one game a month. Like I said, I want to make them consistent uploads, but like I don't even know. I feel like I have to acknowledge that that might not happen. Um, but I won't know until I try. And yeah, going forward, the only way to go forward is to try to stay positive and not let stress and discouragement hold me down. So, yeah, ramble slash update over, I guess. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching and listening to me. And if there is anything you guys would like to say about anything that I have said, I would love to hear your thoughts. Um, so, yeah, that's going to be it. And I will see you guys when I start a brand new Let's Play. I'll be recording it tomorrow. And who knows when the first video is going to come out. Probably a couple of days after that. But yeah, look forward to it. Alright, goodbye.